From the south side of Chicago, welcome to the home of the White Sox, U.S. Cellular Field. Today, it's the home opener for this new season between the Cleveland Indians and the White Sox. Folks around here in high spirits. Matt Vasgersian with you on a day that's been circled on their calendars since about midwinter. I'm joined by Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And Steve, as we get set to get things going, it's the pitching that has to be considered one of the strong points on this ball club.
Yeah, and pitching is going to be important for these guys. No question about it. They're only going to go as far as this group right here is going to take them. And to me, it looks like a staff that's capable of getting the job done.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. The crowd is ready to erupt as their guys get set to take the field. Let's join public address announcer Mike Carlucci.
And now your 2016 Chicago White Sox.
Quickly now, we'll look at the two men who'll get the starting assignment here in this home opener. With that, here's a look at Terry Francona's Tribe starting nine. Steve, what's their focus as they go for their first win?
Well, they're facing a guy today that throws a lot of strikes, so you're going to have to be aggressive early in the count, but get the ball up in the zone. Shorten up a little bit, put the ball in play.
Number 17 gets the ball for the opener in front of these hometown fans. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, guys, he's making his big league debut here on the mound. He's going to have a lot of adrenaline. He's going to have a lot of nerves. He's going to have to be able to contain all of that so he can go out and be effective. Going to be tough to do, and that may be his biggest challenge all game long.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Hit hard up the middle. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard to open up the ball game.
And that is just one heck of an at-bat right there, leading off your half of the first inning. He works the count to 3-2. He lets everybody on the bench see what this guy is featuring, and then he tops it all off by getting on base with a leadoff single. For a table setter, how much better can it get?
And he reaches for one out of the zone and misses rather badly for the first out. And with strike three recorded there, he's notched his first career punch-out. You can bet his club is hoping for a lot more of that going forward.
Well, if he can become a consistent strikeout pitcher, you have to figure his career is going to be a solid one. Many of the best pitchers at this level have at least one put-away pitch that they can go to in tough situations. So we'll see if he becomes one of those guys as his career goes along.
And the count will be full. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Scope has it. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, one man left on. Time now to check the starting lineup card for the Chi Sox in this one. Eric Karros, who you focused on?
Well, Matt, I really appreciate the way that Bryce Harper plays the game. He finished last season with more home runs than anyone else in the league. He's proven that he's one of the best, if not the best power hitter in all of baseball. He's one of the most exciting players to watch and one of the most dangerous players to pitch to.
Matt Latos, a Virginia-born right-hander, gets the ball to start this one. What do we need to know here, EK?
Well, Matty, last year he had an ERA over 4. For a starting pitcher, That's a bit high. Looking to have a better year this season.
And it's full now, 3-2. And he takes ball 4. So the leadoff man is on here in the home half of the first in a scoreless ball game. Rendell Grichuk will dig in now. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest. Leto sets. 3-0 on its way. Fly ball heading for the alley. On the move is Pilar. But he's not going to get this one. It's into the gap. Around third and being waved on home. The tag here by Norris is not in time, and the run's in to score.
Well, you start to wonder if maybe we could be in for a repeat of yesterday's performance. They sure didn't have any trouble scoring in that game, and they're off to a first-inning lead now here in this one.
Standing in now, Bryce Harper. Line toward the gap in left center. And that finds the outfield grass for a base hit. They're going to extend their lead as the runner scores from second. It's a 2-0 ball game. Jake Lamb will get his first shot now. He too had 3 knocks in yesterday's win. And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, and on 2-1 right now, you gotta figure this guy's wound up for the fastball here. Maybe you come with the breaking ball here out of the zone and hope he goes after it.
Well, this is hauled in by the second baseman.
Well, don't worry. I'll tell you, if you keep hitting the ball like this, sooner or later it's going to even out as the season goes on. Just a little unlucky right there as he hits that ball right at him.
Into the box now, Wilson Contreras. And a curveball's by him that time as he falls behind now 1-2. And this pitch misses for a ball, and the Chicago catcher's back even at 2-2.
Well, I'd be surprised if they go back to the curve again on 2-2. He's had a couple of pretty good looks at it at the plate.
Runners on first with 1 down. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Pilar sprinting after it, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double. And now there's no happier person in the ballpark. Wilson Contreras has just recorded his first hit as a big leaguer. And as you'd expect would happen, there's the ball being sent into the dugout. Someone will tuck it away for him to put in his trophy case.
And you know, Matt, nothing can quite prepare you for this kind of moment. Of course, as a player, you always expect to do well. And in your head, you've got a certain idea of what it's going to feel like. But there's quite a difference between imagining how it's going to feel and then actually getting that first hit.
And he misses with it, ball 4. So that'll load the bases, and now he's really going to need to get a ground ball. A.J. Reed will stand in as one of the stars from yesterday's ball game as he had 3 hits in the victory. High and deep to right center. Looking up is Pilar. Gone! It's a grand slam. So he promptly unloads the bases with that one. As they pile on, it's now 6-0.
Boy, how about this for a first-inning outburst? They've come right out and really handed this guy his lunch on the mound. And that's going to wind up being a first-inning grand slam. Wow. You know what? They may not be done.
Stepping in now, Jorge Soler. Swing, and this is also hit well. Out to deep center. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
Batting ninth, second baseman
Jonathan Schoop will stand in, and as you can see the big number there, he's up over 400 to begin the campaign. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. You know, you start to worry that maybe this already has the makings of a short outing.
And that's not what that man right there wants to hear. He'd hate to have to make a change this early, but he might have to.
Conforto is there, and he puts it away to stop the bleeding. So they strike for 6 in the inning as there's the big blow, the grand slam home run. Second inning. Brett Wallace will come forward now to start the inning, and with his guys down 6 in the early going, they're going to need to put something together here or risk being blown out.
Yeah, and I think the big thing here is you've got to come up with something, even if it's just one run. You got to let those guys over there know that you haven't given up and that you're going to fight them until the last out.
Stepping in, Michael Conforto. He'll get to take his first cuts here. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1. Swung out and missed, and it's even at 2-2. Still 2-2. Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the second. Dominic Brown into the box here in the top of the second, looking to keep this inning going. 1-2 now as that's in there at the knees. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. And it's to 2-2 now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the inning. 2 out, nobody on. Just out in front of that one, still 2-2. Hit to short. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Indians go down 1-2-3. They still find themselves down 6-zip. Tim Anderson will stand in for the second time now as he'll again get the opportunity to lead off an inning.
Yeah, 9 men came to bat in that first inning, so now they get a chance to reset and start over here in the second.
Down low, 2 balls and a strike. Now here's a line drive that will make it out into left center, and he's going to have himself a leadoff single. And now there's no happier person in the ballpark. Tim Anderson has just recorded his first hit as a big leaguer, and as you'd expect would happen, there's the ball being sent into the dugout. Someone will tuck it away for him to put in his trophy case.
And you know, Matt, nothing can quite prepare you for this kind of moment. Of course, as a player, you always expect to do well, and in your head, you've got a certain idea of what it's going to feel like, but there's quite a difference between imagining how it's going to feel and then actually getting that first hit.
Now some movement in the Tribe bullpen as a right-hander starts to loosen up. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. To short. Backhanded. To second for 1. On to Wallace. It's a double play.
Right fielder number.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring in a dangerous hitter indeed in the form of Bryce Harper. And the slider is low and inside as he just about got him there.
That's a pitch you have to lay off right there. That tight slider busting down and out of the zone, all that can do is tie you up.
Conforto on the move. And the inning is over. Back at U.S. Cellular on the south side as you get a nice look at the Chicago skyline from above the shores of Lake Michigan. Jed Jerko is into the box as we are all set to begin the third. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
Yeah, kind of a late decision to swing there. Even if he hits that thing, that might just be a routine fly to right.
And taken in out there for the first out.
As far as rookie pitchers are concerned, he looks pretty poised out there. I mean, he doesn't have that deer in the headlights look that many guys have. He's just going about his business, and he gets the pop up there.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Drives it out to deep right center field. Grichuk going back on it, but he won't get there as it lands just shy of the wall. And he'll cruise into the bag at second with a 1-out double.
Up next for Cleveland, second
Daniel
baseman.
Murphy will dig in here. He singled to open up the ball game. In the dirt here. But fortunately here, no advance. Fastball is looked at for strike 2. A pretty dangerous spot for that one.
I don't think it was by design. It's one thing to miss your spots out of the zone, but when you miss in the zone, especially up, that's when you tend to get hurt.
Taken in by Scope. The throw short hops him at first, and now 2 men are aboard. Kevin Pillar is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Myers is there for it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning. Nolan Arenado stands in with 2 on and 2 out here in the third.
And you know, some guys just get better with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. This is a big at-bat for him right here, even though it's still early.
Out in front of that one, but he stays alive and will do it again on 0-2. Set to deliver on 0-2. Here it comes. High pop-up. Calling for it. Myers. And that retires the side. Jake Lamb digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
Well, guys, they jumped out to that big lead early on in this game, but you really can't get comfortable. You have to keep putting pressure on.
Broken bat as this ball's hit on the ground. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other, 1 away. Wilson Contreras strides in here. He scored a run after doubling to get on base in his first at-bat.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Tried to hold up there. Appeal down to first, and no swing. It's ball 2. Latos into his motion. 2-1 on its way. Now a curveball here, nowhere close. That's in the dirt. It's 3-1.
All right, now you've just seen 2 straight breaking pitches miss away. So as a hitter, you're going to eliminate that pitch. No way does he throw it a third time.
And that misses for ball 4. Will Myers will stride in. He walked and came around to score his first time. Halfway to 100 pitches. Here it is. Now a swing and a miss on a pitch well out of the strike zone as he becomes the second out. A.J. Reed strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. And this pitch misses for ball 4. So that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away.
Remember, this guy homered off him earlier in the ball game, so he may be a little gun-shy this time around. Understandable.
Now here comes the Cleveland skipper up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And his arrival is going to signal the end of the afternoon for the starter, Matt Latos. Miguel Gonzalez is going to come on to pitch here, and seeing as though it's just the 3rd inning, he may be asked to work for a while. Chopped weakly to the left. Scooped up. Throw on to first, and the White Sox come up with nothing as the inning is over. White Sox strand a couple, but they're on top by a count of 6-0. Corey Seager is ready here as we begin the top of the 4th.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get them back in the game.
That fastball straightens him up a bit. 1-2 now. Chopped foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. And another foul ball. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
You know, I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
Here comes the payoff pitch. And he'll get to see another one. It'll be the 10th pitch of this at-bat. Drilled right back up the middle. And this is going to get on through into center, a leadoff hit. So with the leadoff man aboard, we take you back to the 1970s. EK and I were probably still watching Saturday morning cartoons, but it happened on this date in baseball history. In the dirt. And forget about the double play now as he'll move up to second here on the wild pitch. And the pitch on 2-1. Can't connect there. It's 2-2.
This is the thing that's so impressive about this guy. He'll show you that good breaking ball, but then he'll run that fastball up the ladder at 92, 93.
Up next for Cleveland.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Michael Conforto. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. Throw gets him 2 down. Dominic Brown stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1 left for the Tribe. They won't make a dent in a 6-0 deficit. Jonathan Schoop is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning. Just a touch outside, 1-2.
Yeah, that's the put-away curveball. A great pitch with 2 strikes. You start it in the zone and then let it work out and see if he'll chase.
A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Back to the fastball, but it's upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Curveball got him swinging for the first out. Tim Anderson digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Gets him to swing at a pitch down and out of the zone, 1-2. 6 runs, 5 hits, 1 error thus far for the White Sox. Swung on in the dirt for the 3rd strike. And he makes the throw to first. Anderson is retired, 2 down now.
Center fielder, Rendell
Grichuk stands in, looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here, with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. And tough fastball to lay off on 1-2, but he did, and it's 2-2 now. Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Jed Jerko heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Boy, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game, so just chip away, chip away.
Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Fastball got him looking, as that had 2-seam action on it, 1 gone.
And sometimes this is all you have to do. Throw a ton of strikes and keep the ball in the yard. It's worked for him so far.
Striding into the box, Derek Norris. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
And that came after a long battle at the plate. And he was able to stay patient and finally got a pitch that he could drive.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Had him guessing that time, as he's barely able to foul it away. Got him looking with the fastball, as that had some 2-seam movement to it. 2 gone. Daniel Murphy steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. And that ball will stay fair, and it's gone. A home run. A solo shot there for Daniel Murphy. And they're on the board at 6-1. And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit. Nolan Arenado will stand in. He struck out and popped out in 2 trips. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. You get the sense he's starting to nibble a bit at the corners here, and that's something he wasn't. Well, the play's been made, and that retires the side. But the Tribe draw a bit closer. Bryce Harper will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so against a guy who's definitely in a groove out there.
Yeah, he struck out the side his last time through, and they've got to do something to get this guy out of the role that he's been on.
And he lays off for a ball, 2-1.
And that's not a bad spot. Just go ahead and stay out there. Don't come down the middle because we know he can hurt you.
Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Chopped foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. A full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Shot back up the middle, and this is going to scoot on through into center for a base hit leading off the inning.
Now batting,
Jake Lamb will step in. He's lined out and grounded out in 2 trips.
He seems to be seeing the ball okay, though, making some decent contact so far.
Changed things up on him, and he got him to swing through it. 1-2 now.
Well, I just don't think he was expecting that one, and it was the perfect time to just take a little off.
Smoked on the ground up the middle. That's through, and he's got his first base hit. He's 1 for 3.
up next for the
Wilson
White Sox.
Contreras stands in. Reached on a walk in his last trip. He's set. Here's the 3-2. Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. Ready now with the payoff pitch. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Well, one thing you learn real quick as a rookie, you don't get any easy at-bats at this level. You've got to be thinking up there every single pitch because guys up here, they'll tear you apart if you don't.
Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Pilar is going to get there to make the catch, and now they may have a shot at doubling the runner at first.
I think at first he probably had thoughts about tagging up here, but there's that old baseball adage, don't make the last out of the inning at third base. So staying at second, probably the right call.
So 2-2 now.
Things were looking pretty good for him when they got the first 2 men of the inning to reach, but it's all gone downhill since then.
Hit out towards second. And now this ball's going to wind up out of play, and that'll compound matters even further. Some stirring now in the Cleveland bullpen. They'll get both a left-hander and a right-hander up and throwing. Looking to minimize the damage here. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Pilar is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. White Sox pick up just the 1. 5 innings complete. It's the Corey Seager will stand in to lead off the inning. Middle third of the lineup, 4, 5, and 6 as they try to get something going.
And this whole lineup's been pretty quiet all game long. Just the 1 run, that's it.
And he'll take this to the bag, 3 unassisted for the first out.
Yeah, another good start to an inning for him here. He's really only made 1 bad pitch the entire game. That was the solo home run. Other than that, you can see there, not much to speak of at all.
Down the line, but this is a foul ball. 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error in the ballgame for Cleveland so far. Here comes Robin Ventura now out of the White Sox dugout. And it would appear he's seen enough of his starter this afternoon. Brad Hand is out from the bullpen now as he'll be making his first appearance of this young season. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. 1-2, here it comes. Hit on the ground to short. Anderson scoops it up in time to first, and there are 2 away.
The left fielder, number 30.
Michael Conforto will dig in for the 3rd time now. He struck out and bounced out in his first 2 trips. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Jonathan Schoop will step in to lead things off for the White Sox here in the 6th. Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. Hit out of play, and it's a full count now. He's ready. Now the payoff pitch. Good battle continues as this ball's chopped foul at the plate, and the count remains 3-2. Full count. Here it comes. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out. Tim Anderson ready to take another shot. Went down on strikes his last time up. 1-1. Here it comes. And that's on the outside corner. 1-2. One out, nobody on. And very little resistance there as he's retired on a half-hearted swing, and there are 2 away. Randall Grichuk gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1-2. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Line toward right center. And he dives to make a spectacular catch. Dominic Brown will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips.
Yep, not showing too much so far, but he's got a chance to make something happen right here. See if he can put those other ABs behind him.
And, oh, he can't get out of the way of that one, so the leadoff man will be on to open the frame. Jed Jerko will come forward now. He's popped out and struck out in his first 2 plate appearances. On to first, and they get the double play. Digging in, Derek Norris. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
And he was absolutely frozen with a good fastball, so let's see if he's a little more aggressive on that pitch this time.
Daniel Murphy will stand in again as we take you back to earlier in the ball game. This one swing here has been the entire offense to this point, as this home run accounted for the only run they've tallied so far. This one, J.P. Howell will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger. Into the box now, Bryce Harper. He singled his last time up. Softly on a line to third. A quick out number 1.
Up next for Chicago,
Jake Lamb gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Keeping it down here as it's to 1-2. This crowd likely in the 40,000 range. They've got to like what they've seen so far.
Oh, and it's been a complete performance. They need to find a way to bottle this up and keep it going.
Conforto is in his tracks now as he makes the catch for out number 2. Wilson Contreras digs in. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
It was a pretty big strikeout, too, because he had a chance to drive in a run, so I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that missed opportunity for a little while.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Swing and a high pop drifting into foul territory. Wallace is there for it. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Nothing doing here this half. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. Kevin Pillar will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
A little late with the swing, but he stays alive. Still 2-2. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Hit hard on the ground to second. Schoop is there. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. Nolan Arenado will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far. He ties him up with a fastball inside, 1-2. Oh, and this just jumps off the bat here as this is to deep straightaway right field, and you can pretty much forget about this one. That is a long home run. Corey Seager will stand in to keep things going, and I don't know, Steve, is the comeback on?
Well, at the very least, I like that they're showing some character out there. You never want to go down without a fight, so they're going to make these final at-bats count.
First baseman.
The 1-2 pitch. Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Again, he sends it out of play. And that misses 2-2. And some stirring now in the White Sox bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. Now a leaping effort at the wall, but he comes up empty. This one is gone. Home run. A solo home run off the bat of Brett Wallace. Will Myers will stand in here. 0 for 2 with a run scored so far. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And he comes up empty there on a pitch in the dirt and falls behind now 1-2.
Oh, and he sure got a good one, doesn't he? That ball goes from about knee-high to ankle-high in the matter of about 5 feet.
And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out. A.J. Reed strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. To first. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And the throw won't be in time as he'll be able to beat out the recovery throw at first.
It didn't look like there was anything too special about this ground ball. Just looked like he maybe raised his head a little bit there, and that'll cost him a 1-out base runner.
Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone. Jonathan Schoop ready to try again. Struck out swinging in his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, but it was a pretty decent at-bat. As I remember, he saw a lot of pitches and really made the guy on the mound earn that strikeout.
And the throw is in time. It's a strikeout, and the play at first goes 2-3 for good measure as the inning is over. Dominic Brown will stand in now. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch so far. Number 37 will come in and pitch now. Dominic Brown will start things off here in the 9th. No sign of the closer just yet here in a 4-run ball game.
Yeah, I think they'd love to get him a day off here, so they're going to hope that his services aren't required to finish this one off.
The batter, number 4.
Down the third baseline, but a foul ball, 1-2 now. Nobody out, runner on first. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. And this one's in the dirt. But fortunately here, no advance. And a full count as that misses. It's 3-2 now. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Just hung in there on that one. Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going. And he lays off there, ball 4. So back-to-back walks have him in business here with nobody out. Derek Norris will stand in now. And, hey, give these guys credit. They're not going down without a fight.
I'll tell you what, they're not too far away from making a game out of this one after all.
And the run is in to score from second. It's now a 7-4 contest. Daniel Murphy will step in now in a big spot here with runners on.
Keep in mind, he's got a home run here already. If he gets a hold of another one, he could tie up this ball game.
Swing and a line drive. Foul. And he lays off the curveball. Strike three called, and that's going to be out number one. Kevin Pillar will step in. A ground-out victim his last time. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. That man's team has definitely shot itself in the foot with all the strikeouts so far.
It seems like it's been a growing trend so far, but man, you just got to be.
And the runner scores from second as they cut away into that deficit here. That makes it 7-5 now. Now time is called, and a bit of a curious decision here to say the least, as we'll get a pinch runner at third here. Don't know if something's wrong or what. Harper is after it. Runners are at second and third with one down. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Drifting toward the third base dugout. Here's Lamb to make the catch now, and there are two away. Corey Seager makes his way to the plate, needing to make something happen. They're down to their final out in the ninth inning. Swing and a liner. A crowd of over 39,000 on their feet. Carlos Estes is on now to try to close things down here in the ninth. So striding in, Corey Seager, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Runners at second and third with two gone. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit. Goes the other way with it as this is in the air down the line in left. And he'll make the catch here to end it, and the White Sox have taken the opener here at home as this ball game is over. Before we take our leave, time for a look at our final line score here in what turned out to be a close two-run victory. And quite a lot of offense in this one, but if we had to highlight one guy that made the difference, there he is. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he was definitely a big part of this victory. You see there, 4 RBIs for him in the ball game. He came through when they needed him to, and he was instrumental in the win.
So that'll just about do it for Eric Karros, Steve.
Happy Saturday morning to you. Here's the news and results from Friday. Starting in the American League Central, A.J. Reed was a major force at the plate driving in 4 as the Chi Sox got the win over the Indians 7-5. The New York Yankees allowed 5 hits in the game as they took down the Tigers in Detroit 6-3. The Minnesota Twins tossed a combined 1-hitter as they beat the Royals in Kauffman Stadium 2-1. The Toronto Blue Jays totaled 11 hits as a team as they beat the visiting Red Sox 8-6. Matt Holliday drove in an impressive 5 with 2 home runs as the Rays claimed victory over the Orioles 6-3. His modest hitting streak was also extended to 5 straight games. Eric Hosmer was locked in at the plate with 4 knocks, helping the Halos defeat the Rangers 3-2. The Mariners got 11 overall hits as they dismantled the A's 7-0. The Atlanta Braves had 12 hits as a team as they got the best of the visiting Redbirds 7-6. The Philadelphia Phillies combined to give up just 5 hits as they took care of the Mets at Citi Field 4-2. Starlin Castro had 3 hits in the contest as the Buccos took down the Reds 7-1. The Houston Astros totaled 13 hits as a team as they took a victory against the Brewers in Milwaukee 5-2. The Diamondbacks secured the win in extra innings against the Cubs 2-1. The Rockies bested the visiting Padres 3-2. The San Francisco Giants walked off in dramatic fashion against the Boys in Blue 2-1. Thanks for joining me. That's all for today. Same place, same time tomorrow. Enjoy the games. Great Sunday action lies ahead, but first, here's what happened in the major leagues on Saturday. In the AL Central, the Chicago White Sox pounded out 17 hits in this one as they pounded the Indians 13-3. In other White Sox news, the club has acquired starting pitcher Stephen Wright in a trade with the San Diego Padres for starting pitcher James Shields, according to team sources. The Detroit Tigers total 11 hits as they defeated the visiting Yankees 5-4. In other Tigers news, relief pitcher Justin Grimm is listed as day-to-day, but is not expected to see any time on the DL. He is dealing with a bruised arm. The Kansas City Royals cracked 14 hits overall as they grabbed the win over the visiting Twins 9-8. The Blue Jays allowed only 5 hits as they beat the visiting Red Sox 5-3. The Rays sent 3 balls into the seats as they beat the O's in Baltimore 5-1. The Rangers totaled 11 hits as a team as they pulled off the win against the Angels in Orange County 5-1. The Seattle Mariners knocked out 12 hits as a team as they grabbed the win against the visiting Athletics 4-3. Gregory Polanco had an outstanding 5 hits at the dish, leading the Cardinals to a win against the Braves 12-2. His modest
Afternoon baseball set to come your way on a fine afternoon on the south side of Chicago. Today we wrap up the homestand with the third of 3 between the Cleveland Indians and the Chicago White Sox. Harper and Arenado look to provide some fireworks. Next. Stephen Wright gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. Eric, any thoughts?
Yeah, guys, in his last start, he went into the 7th inning. He's pitching relatively well, but ended up taking the loss. His team just couldn't help him enough. So look for a better outcome here.
Daniel Murphy will dig in now. Off to a slow start, as you see there. Just barely over the 200 mark here in April. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Eric, these White Sox as they enter play today. It's been, all things considered, a pretty good start to the campaign as they have 4 wins from their first 6 tries.
And that includes winning the first 2 in this series, so they've had it going lately. They'll look to put a capper on the weekend with a sweep here.
Under this one is Soler, and he'll handle it for the first out. With that, here's a look at Terry Francona's Tribe starting 9. Steve, what's their focus as they go for their first win?
Well, hopefully with the wind blowing out, you're not going to see too many guys in that lineup with their eyes too big thinking, oh my gosh, I'm just going to hit it out there into that wind. Stay focused, but if you get something up in the zone, drill it.
On to first, and there were 2 down.
Batting third,
Nolan Arenado will stand in now. He drove in 2 of their 3 runs in that ballgame yesterday. Tap fouled at home plate. And that misses 2-2. The rain, as we've mentioned, coming down fairly steadily here at game time. EK, how'd you like playing in the rain?
It wasn't that bad. The only problem, sometimes up at the plate, batting gloves would get wet while it was raining. It made it a little difficult to hit.
And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Grichuk is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Kyle Hendricks, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, in his last start, he ended up taking the loss, and really, he only threw 4 innings, so probably didn't deserve anything better than that. He'll look to go deeper in this one.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out. Rendell Grichuk will stand in, and that average has to be a source of pride for him early on. He's got it up over 350 to start the new season. And he can't catch the corner here, so he's behind 3-1. Eric, this Indians ball club, as they begin play here this afternoon, they come in a real funk to start the year. Still searching for what's been an elusive first win.
And one thing in their corner, though, is they do have their ace going here this afternoon. So if anybody can get him out of this rut they're in, this is the guy.
Hit on the ground to short. Seager scoops it up. Throw on to Wallace will be in time, and there's out number 2. And with that, let's give you a look at how the Tribe stacks up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, we get to watch Derek Norris behind the plate. Very athletic.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox. After 1, no score. Corey Seager will dig in now. He had a couple of hits in yesterday's contest. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Here's the pitch on 2-2. And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get an appeal down to third, and no swing. It's ball 3. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a liner. But this is a foul ball. Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one. Swing and a little blooper to center. Grichuk moving in, but he won't get there. It falls in. Brett Wallace will dig in now. Off to a .350 start here in the month of April. Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. And this is swung on and missed as Wallace becomes out number 1.
Right over the top here with the 4-seam fastball. Good drive through the release. He just threw it right by him at the letters.
And this is down at the knees, but called a strike. Wow, it's 3-2 now. And a big rip at the curveball, but he didn't get it, and he becomes the second casualty of the inning. Rolled slowly to first. Scooped up, and he'll reach first as they can't make the play on him. Jed Jerko gets a shot now with deuces all around. 2 on, 2 out here in inning number 2. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
And you know, all you have to do is point back to yesterday's ball game. This was part of their downfall, hitting with runners in scoring position. They just couldn't sustain any kind of offense. So this would be a big boost if he could turn the tide a little bit here and come through big.
Now he bounces a knuckleball up to the plate for a ball.
That's not a sight you want to see.
Well, the play's been made, and that retires the side. So no runs here on 2 hits. No. Jake Lamb will stand in, and as you can see the big number there, he's up over 400 to begin the campaign.
And that is huge for him, too. This is a contract year for him, so he'd love to take those great numbers straight to the negotiating table. Well, that base hit is going to get his hit streak to 6 games now, so he's swinging it.
Wilson Ramos will stand in now. He homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. Hit sharply on the ground, and that's through for a hit.
Good start to the inning here as back-to-back singles have him in a good position to push across that first run of the afternoon.
Will Myers will get his first shot now. He, too, had 3 knocks in yesterday's win.
Well, this guy's hitting over 300 on the year now, and he had a good performance yesterday as well.
Well, they'll run this one in on him, and he can't connect, so he finds himself down 1-2 now. You have to figure that sinker's going to be an important pitch for him here this afternoon.
No question about it. Obviously, it's his ground ball pitch, so if you're a hitter, you're going to need to make him bring that pitch up a bit.
Grounded down the third baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Now the double steal is on here. Hit hard back up the middle. Bare-handed for one. On to Wallace. It's a double play.
Well, there's the pitcher's best friend right there. You know, nothing gets you off the hook after back-to-back singles, quite like a double play ball to that third guy.
And he gives this one a pretty good ride down the left field line. And that nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. To short. Seager is up with it. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Daniel Murphy is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
Fly ball out toward left center field. There to play it is Grichuk, and that's the first out. Nolan Arenado will dig in. A Silver Slugger winner in the National League a season ago. Now he bounces a knuckleball up to the plate for a ball. This is hit high and deep out to left. Soler going back. Still going back. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away. Striding into the box, Corey Seager. He reached on a single in his first try. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Ready on 1-2. That misses, and we're even at 2-2. Still 2-2. Third inning, no score to this point. And he tried to hold up that time. We'll get an appeal down to third, and no swing. It's ball 3. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Backhanded. Off-balance throw, but he couldn't get enough on it, so it'll be scored as an infield single. 1-1, here it is. And he'll fall behind now to 1-2. Has to be thinking strikeout here. The knuckleball's his out pitch, but it misses. 2-2.
Well, be careful not to airmail that thing over your catcher's head. You got to make sure you don't overthrow it.
Weak roller right side. On to first, and the Tribe are held in check as the Jorge Soler will come forward now. Back in the lineup here after getting yesterday afternoon off. Grounded to short. Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And the throw won't be in time as he'll be able to beat out the recovery throw at first. Jonathan Schoop will stand in, trying to keep up the hot pace as he's well over 400 here to start the year. Runners off for second. Pitch outside. The throw. And he got him at second on a perfect throw. Line drive to center field. Pilar is there now, and he has it. 2 gone.
Now batting.
Francisco Lindor will stand in here. He was set down on strikes to start the home first.
And they fooled him at the changeup in his last at-bat. I got to believe you go after him again with that changeup.
And the inning will continue as that's through for a 2-out hit. Rendell Grichuk stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out.
Well, I think it was a sinker that he rolled over last time up, and he's probably going to see that same pitch again. You got to wait for a mistake up in the zone against a guy like this.
In there, a base hit.
Oh, you better have to pay attention to this guy right now. He is heating it up. 7 straight games now with that hit.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. White Sox strand a couple. Michael Conforto is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
Well, they still don't have any runs on the board yet, so getting this leadoff man on base would be huge.
And here's a ball hit in the air, and this will wind up a foul ball. Hit hard on the ground towards second, and it's through for a base hit. They'll have the leadoff man aboard to start the inning.
Now batting,
Dominic Brown stands in. Now he bounces a knuckleball up to the plate for a ball.
Well, I think it's time to attack now because these guys haven't been in too many good hitters' counts. This is where you need to pounce.
And that one is out of here. A two-run shot that gives them the lead. A two-run blast to straightaway right field. And with it, the Indians have taken a 2-0 lead. Derek Norris is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. He's fallen behind now, 3-1. Called strike 2, and now it's full 3-2. Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Now a swing and a ball lofted down the right field line and fairly deep. Harper is out near the wall as he pulls it in for the second out.
now batting.
Into the box now, Daniel Murphy. He drew a walk his first time up. Hit hard on the ground to second. Taken in by Scope. Throw on to first. Gets him, and the side is retired. Jake Lamb is set to lead us off in the home half of the fourth inning. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Now a ball hit fouled off to the right side, and that just about got the first base coach. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground and reined in, one away.
The catcher, number 40, Wilson Ramos.
Wilson Ramos is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Oh, he lifts a high pop-up, drifting into foul territory on the right side. And he'll squeeze this one for the second out.
Well, very quickly, 5 pitches and 2 outs here in the fourth. Well, those are the kind of innings you love to have if you plan on working deep into a ball game.
Smoke toward third. Gloved by Arenado. Throw in time, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the White Sox. They're still down. It's 2-0. Kevin Pillar will step in now. He's bounced out and flown out in his first 2 plate appearances. Heading out towards shallow right. Harper has a read on it, and that's the first out of the inning.
Well, he's 0 for 3 now in the ball game, and I think I can tell you why. If you're not a power hitter, you need to hit down on the ball. Try and drive things. This guy doesn't have enough muscle to hit home runs consistently, so he'd wind up as weak.
We'll look ahead now and pick this one back up in the top of inning number 8. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Looks like they're showing a bit more respect to that guy up there. And that's what a 3-for-3 ball game will do for you.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. Smoked the other way, high and deep to left. Soler racing back. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
This is a big inning here. You're down only 1 with the heart of the order coming up next time you get in, so that's a good first step.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Soler has it in his tracks, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
And this guy's one of those unsung type pitchers. He's not the setup guy, he's not the closer, but these are the guys that keep you in the ball games, and he's doing the job here.
Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. Indians go down 1-2-3, but they still lead it 3-2. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Ready with the 1-1 pitch. Here's a hard hit ball that'll be caught out there at short. Well, he got a lot of that ball, but nothing to show for it to start the home 8th.
Yeah, that would have been nice to get that tying run on base, and this ball's definitely hit hard enough. It's just right at his man.
Kelvin Herrera is out from the bullpen now as he'll be making his first appearance of this young season. Standing in now, Jake Lamb. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. Grounded up the first baseline. Wallace comes up with it, and Wallace will just handle this one himself for the out. Wilson Ramos gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Chopped foul right at home plate. A little late on the fastball, but he's able to spoil that one off, and he'll get another chance. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Down in order go the White Sox. Still a 3-2 ball game. Dominic Brown will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot air.
Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. Looks at a fastball low here, and it's full 3-2.
He knows the drill out there. You got to make him swing the bat. Cannot be giving up walks at this stage of the game because those could be fatal.
Up high, 2-1 now.
He's in a situation now where he does not want this game to get away from him. 2 guys on already. Now he's not in the strike zone to this.
And he tries to take it from a knee, but this gets by a base hit. And no sense risking anything here as the bases will be loaded now with still nobody out.
Well, I think you have to say that his problems here are completely self-induced. Back-to-back walks started this inning. Now you give up a base hit, and that loads the bases. And things are starting to snowball on him big time.
Bases loaded here, nobody out. And another foul ball. And this misses, so it'll set up a big pitch coming up. It's full 3-2. Now a fly ball, but far too shallow to get that run in. Here's Schoop to make the catch, and there's out number one.
Definitely not what you want to do there. Getting into an infield fly rule with the bases loaded and nobody out? Wow, what a waste of a great RBI opportunity.
Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Oh, that's a tough take, but a good one. The pressure's still squarely on the pitcher out there. He's still got to come in.
High in the air and deep to straightaway left. Soler going back on it, and the play is made, but this should be good enough for an RBI as the runner from third tags up. And this will go down as a sac fly and an RBI as it's now a 4-2 game. Nolan Arenado struggling so far in this one. He'll look to erase his 0-for-4 ball game with a base hit right here. In the air to center field and deep back is the center fielder. Back he goes, but this is going to be a home run. Corey Seager will stand in now following the home run. And you wonder if that losing streak is about to go by the wayside. And it's out of here. Back-to-back two-out home runs.
Nope, that's a ball.
So it's a solo shot to dead center, his second of the game, as it's now a 6-run ball game. Leading off the inning, Will Myers. And they'll need him to get something going here. And quite a lot of offense in this one, but if we had to highlight one guy that made the difference, there he is. He's our tops player of the game.
Yeah, he connected on a couple of long home runs. Really put his guys on his back and carried them to the victory.
It's Monday morning and welcome to Inside the Show. In the AL Central, the Cleveland Indians combined for 4 total home runs as they dismantled the White Sox 8-2. At the moment, the White Sox are leading the American League Central Division. The Indians are in last place in the AL Central. The Yankees took down the Tigers in Detroit 4-3. Heading into today, the Tigers sit in third place in the American League Central. The Yankees sit in first place in the American League Eastern Division. The Twins grabbed 13 hits in the game as they beat the Royals in Kauffman Stadium 11-6. Right now, the Royals are in third place in the AL Central. The Twins are in second place in the AL Central. The Red Sox cracked 16 hits on the day as they beat the Blue Jays in Toronto 11-4. As of today, the Blue Jays are in third place in the AL East. The Red Sox sit in second place in the American League East Division. The Baltimore Orioles beat the visiting Rays 4-2. Looking at the standings, the Orioles are in last place in the AL East. The Rays sit in third place in the American League East Division. The Texas Rangers pounded out 17 hits in this one as they destroyed the Angels 12-1. At the moment, the Angels sit in first place in the American League West Division. The Rangers sit in third place in the American League West Division. The Seattle Mariners combined to give up just 5 hits as they grabbed the win against the visiting Athletics 5-4. Right now, the Mariners are atop the American League West. The A's are in fourth place in the AL West. The Braves got the best of the visiting Redbirds 4-2. Heading into today, the Braves are in third place in the NL East. The Cardinals sit in fourth place in the National League Central Division. The Nats pitched well, allowing 3 hits as they beat the visiting Marlins 3-1. Looking at the standings, the Nationals sit in first place in the National League East Division. The Marlins sit in third place in the National League East Division. The Phillies pounded out